I've owned this for 5 months about, and I've gone 2,000 miles on it, and this is kind of my comprehensive review of what I think of it. It's really stood up pretty well with some crazy crashes this thing's been at high speeds when I was kind of getting the hang of this wheel. The weakest link on it physically for sure is the mudguard. The mudguard rips very easily. I've replaced mine once, which was a pain because you have to take the entire shell apart to do so. And I think like the new one still has like it's getting chips in it and stuff. So the mudguard's kind of like the weakest thing, but the body is very strong. It's taken some serious tumbles. The trolley handle on this is really, really good. It's easy to just ride, step off really quick, trolley up from the center. It's very secure, and it's held up through tumbles as well. It handles okay, but being a 16-inch wheel, it's doesn't feel stable at the high speeds. This has a max speed of 31, but you can't sustain that. Like once you get up to like the higher 20s and like low 30s, it gets kind of sketchy to me when I'm riding. So with this wheel, kind of with like the speed, I usually kind of am cruising around like in the 25 range is comfortable on this wheel. So I wouldn't say if you're like looking for something for speed that this is your wheel, because you're going to be going around like 25. When I ride with other people with bigger wheels, I am the slowest in the group pretty much, because everyone else has bigger wheels, which I will be getting delivered soon, and then I won't have to ride this thing anymore. But my story with this is I wanted to order the Gotway Nicola back in March, but before it was sent out to me, like I put the order through and everything, and I guess like one of them caught fire, and because of that, eWheel said like they pulled it off the shipping truck because like they didn't want to send it out and have any liability, like for, I don't know if mine ended up catching fire like while they investigated it. Anyway, so my brother has the RS, and I didn't want to get the same wheel as him, and William at eWheels talked me into the Venerable 16X here, kind of as like another option for like a similar price range as what I was paying. But I kind of regret that. I wish I went with the RS back then, and now with the wheel shortage, like it's taken me so long to get my new wheel in, and then I'm like riding this. I've kind of been stuck with it this entire season. Anyway, it's okay though. It's better than like the little wheel I was riding. The MCM5 Gotway is what I started on, and that's a good wheel as well. I should make a review on that one at someday, but this one definitely is a step up in speed, handling. The nice 16x3-inch tire feels good. You feel like you can go on the road with this one. The smaller wheel, if I got on the street, it felt like I shouldn't belong there. This one I kind of feel like I could hold my own like in a bike lane, and it just feels more sturdy. And that's what the bigger the wheel can provide. The range on this is good, no complaints there. I've gone, it says 60 miles, but that's a long time riding on this wheel. Like I think you get tired before you actually hit 60 miles. But yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate. If you're going like in the mid 20s range, you can get about that. And with a rapid charger in your backpack, you could take this as far as you wanted to, pretty much. The Bluetooth is weird on this thing. It always talks to you. Like it'll connect to your phone automatically, which is cool, but only the music part. It won't like automatically connect to Dark to Spot. But it'll connect to the music, and it'll say like Bluetooth is connected. It's always talking to you. And then when I go to plug this thing into charge, like it'll turn on kind of and want to connect to your phone. So, and if you walk away too far, like it'll start beeping. Like it'll start beeping in my garage. The lights are awesome on this thing. It's probably my favorite thing about the wheel, and what I'm going to miss from my newest wheel, which isn't going to have crazy lights like this. It seems like the newer wheels that are coming out are not coming with these LED strips, which kind of makes me sad, but if they're a better wheel, then I think I'd rather have the better wheel than the lights. But something about cruising through, ripping through streets, especially at night with this like crazy light show going on that like syncs to the music. Like, it's really cool. I wish like bigger wheels had that. It is relatively safe. If you're going up to higher speeds where it's going to cut you off like 31 miles per hour, it will tilt you back kind of aggressively, but you'll definitely feel it, and it'll say please decelerate. It is possible to push through that and cut out like my brother did when he first rode this, and that's how my mudguard got ripped. But it will give you a pretty significant warning. The side pads on this are okay, but I ended up putting Clark pads on mine, and I would recommend that because I wasn't paying attention and I actually broke my wrist. And yeah, I have it here hanging in my garage to remind me. It's the X-ray right there, my broken wrist. Anyway, so if I was wearing Clark pads, I think that it would have kept me on the wheel when I hit those unexpected bumps. This is an intermediate wheel, for sure. I would not, if you're considering buying a wheel and you want to upgrade from something like an MCM5, I would just go for a bigger wheel because this is going to disappoint you, especially if you're riding with other people who are going on like other big wheels. You're going to be the slowest one, and even if you try to hit your high speed with this thing, it's going to feel kind of sketchy. So you're like basically having to like push this thing to the max when you're in a group ride, while those other people are just cruising like in a mid-range, like just cruising, grooving along. It's all right. I mean, if you could handle going like mid-20s speeds, this is for you. It's got really good range for what it does, and I think it's durable and it looks really cool. You'll get a lot of looks, a lot of head turns with this one. This thing's okay. It's always in stock. These other wheels that have been like unable to get the 16X is always on the shelf, so you can pick this up from pretty much anywhere. So yeah, if you need something to hold you over, or you're cool with the speeds being slow, it's a good buy for what it is. It's on the cheaper end. These newer wheels are going to be awesome in 2022, but they're going to be a lot more expensive, so keep that in mind. Hope this video helped you if you want to buy the Venerable 16X.